before it does happen.
Why, I would usually put a safety on the guy.
And I have a question for you. Am I on here somewhere? Because I couldn't find it.
Unless you were, I don't.
I know, I couldn't find it.
I don't even have anything.
They're in your mailbox.
Well, what do you have?
You want it?
What do you have?
Well, I know, but you can come and get it.
You know, they get them online.
Well, it used to be, yes.
She sent me one.
Yeah, it used to be, you got them online, now she's been putting it with the package. Which some guy sent me, so I requested, put it back in the package. Wouldn't know who he was, though.
I don't know either.
No, just one.
Thank you very much.
Just one. That's all I
That's why I said, one guy said he
Yeah.
beside you.
I have my, Tammy.
On your phone? Or,
Well, I just copied it off from home.
okay.
Okay.
Sam?
Yes. I must have missed it. She said I'm on here, but I can't find it. But I'm on her votes just to be safe.
Board of Works meet this morning.
Yes, they did.
Twice a month.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting on the meeting this morning.
This was added later. Is that right? If you look on the back. Or am I wrong? I could be wrong. I'm wrong a lot.
Not me, I'm never.
What do you have? Okay, I don't have that. I have that too. I have that too. But yours is not in numerical order. You need 178,604 to 179,260.
Mhm.
Midwest Paving is the last claim. The total amount's correct though. 103,1705.82.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Let me see that. Right. Yeah, they're not in order.
Okay. Then I won't even say it that way.
Here. Oh, this one's not in order either. Okay, here's the other. The beginning one is 178,604
Okay.
to 179,260.
Wow. Okay.
No, mine must not be in order.
Glad I
It
asked.
was probably printed a different way instead of ordered by APB number.
Yeah.
But the total amount is the same.
It's the same. And that's really all that matters.
You're okay.
Did you get that?
Yep. We're going to call the Tiffin Common Council meeting to order and begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. First item on the agenda are the minutes from the last meeting.
I move to approve the minutes as written.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the minutes as submitted. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
One abstention. Next on the agenda, are there any amendments to the agenda?
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda under old business for some appointments for our new council member.
Second.
A motion and a second to amend the agenda to include council appointments under old business. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Any further amendments? Hearing none, we'll move on to committee reports. First meeting of the month, we'll begin with Board of Works and Safety.
Yeah, we had a meeting today. First thing we did was approve an agreement with Etica, a long awaited for agreement with Etica. To move forward within our budget as much as possible to start remodeling the public safety building. So we approved that for Keegan to sign. And I think it was September is when everything should be back and hopefully some work starts. That's been long awaited. I'll defer to cemetery and park. Planning department, we had 2 hearings today, one for 822 Mill Street. We gave 822 Mill Street 45 days to clean up some of the debris. There's a non-working vehicle in the right of way, some other issues. If it's not cleaned up within 45 days, we approved a $300 a day fine up to the $5,000 maximum. We also had a hearing for 217 4th Street. Give him 2 weeks. Yeah, we gave him 2 weeks. Lots of issues there. Some possible code violations with the building, debris, open window, non-working boat, just a lot of issues. That's been on our radar for over a year. So he will appear in 2 weeks to see if that's been cleaned up. Street department has been, extremely busy. Maintenance, trash, recycling. Going to start working on some of the downtown stuff soon. And the West Street project seems to be going just as Dylan thought it would. 30 days, he thought. 2 weeks ago, he gave us 30 days to complete the water line. He said that seems to be on track. Got a great update from the Arts Commission, who voted Chad Huff as their chair. We'll have an MOU in front of the board works for the crosswalk mural at the library, hopefully at our next meeting. And then there's a visiting artist this summer through that big grant they got. That announcement of who that artist is should be coming soon. That's it from the board works.
Very good, thank you. Cemetery Board.
We have not had a meeting. It's not due, I believe, till next month.
Okay.
According to Diane's report, we've had 2 burials, 1 cremation, and 2 lots, so $2,400.
Thank you. Park Board, I don't think we had our Park Board liaison before their Park Board meeting, but do know that they did have a meeting. We'll see those meeting minutes in the next packet. Utility Board.
Jim reported that the safety meeting went fine, that the infant tip and solar 2, it will be on board on June 26th. Can I read this? In the industrial park, if nobody knows if that's where it is. That the force main work continues. It's going well. The water tower is, I was out by there the other day, being sandblasted and getting ready to paint. And we do have a resolution tonight to approve to make Jim the new appointee to the IMPA board.
That won't happen until,
Not tonight?
no,
The next one.
it'll be in, I think he wants it done in June.
Oh, yeah, because Dick's got one more meeting
Yep.
that he's got to
The
go
May
to. I
meeting.
know. I talked to him the other day. Yeah, and that was pretty much it.
Very good. Thank you, Rick. Moving down through our agenda to old business for council appointments.
I'd like to make a motion to appoint Joe Van Bibber to Solid Waste Board in replacement of Tim Richards.
I'll second that.
Motion and a second to nominate Joe Van Bibber to serve on the Solid Waste District Board and replace Tim Richards. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion passes.
I'd also like to nominate Joe Van Bibber to serve with me on the Health Insurance Board and appoint him to the Golf Advisory Committee.
Second.
Motion and second to nominate Joe Van Bibber to serve on the Golf Advisory and Insurance Committee. All those in favor of the nomination signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Is that all for that?
We have Park Board.
Park Board.
Liaison.
I'm not looking at you to do it. I'll nominate Tim to be the City Council's liaison to the Park Board.
Second.
Motion and second to nominate Tim Richards to serve on the Park Board. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries.
Was that Ricky that second?
Joe, you sure you don't want to be on the Board of Works or anything?
No,
You wanna be
yes,
on the
I'm
board?
sure. You got to be careful how you answer
I didn't know
the
if you
Yeah.
want
loaded question.
more boards or.
Say nominate and come right up.
Nothing in addition to for my mayor's report today other than general business from the city. It's been reported out to Board of Works. Moving on to resolutions and ordinances. The first is Resolution 2025-06. It's a resolution transferring certain real property of the city of Tipton to the Tipton Redevelopment Commission. This is in conjunction to get it into the right vehicle, working with a prospect on that property. So to transfer it from the city of Tipton to the Tipton Redevelopment Commission.
Which one was that again?
Then it's west of Mark Manier's property,
Oh,
the 12.38.
12 acres, yeah. Cool. I'll make a motion to approve resolution 2025-06.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve resolution 2025-06. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries. Next is ordinance 2025-06. It's an ordinance designating a depository bank as required by a state board of accounts.
So moved.
We have a motion by Rick Rippey.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve ordinance 2025-06 on first reading. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Aye.
Motion passes. Does the council entertain suspending the rules to allow the clerk treasurer's office preparation time to switch banks? It would require a motion and a unanimous vote.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second to suspend the rules to entertain second and final reading. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye. Any opposed?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion fails to suspend rules for lack of unanimous vote. Moving on to the agenda,
Did we get three?
we got 4 or 5.
No, you got three.
4 of,
I thought we
You got three, me and Nate.
oh, 3 of 5. Moving on to the agenda to claims.
Mr. Mayor, I move, excuse me, I move that we approve 4 payment claims 178604 through 179260 in the amount of $1,031,705.82.
Wasn't sure you were going to make it.
Well, I knew that.
Big numbers, bet you.
I'll second Rick's motion.
We have a motion and a second to approve claims this evening. All those in favor of the motion signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed?
Abstain.
Abstain.
One abstain.
I
Two
abstain.
abstain.
Okay,
Abstain.
2 abstentions.
Yeah.
Motion passes. Now, petitions, comments, and memorials. And before I forget, our next meeting is not on the Monday. That is Memorial Day. So this will be Tuesday, May 27th at 5:30.
When was that again?
5:30. Just on a Tuesday. Yep.
What was the day?
27th.
All right.
The day after Memorial Day.
Now-
The PD, I've seen more pullovers, it feels like. They've been sitting watching in the state trooper, people coming into town. And then they've been sitting out watching, I think some of that work goes on within,
Mhm.
watching that into town. So it just feels like I've seen them more. I'd be interested to see the police report from Chief Stout.
I know you mentioned in our last public safety that they had more calls and citations. So I'll be interested to see the next. Suggest that
Hopefully they're
too.
not all from Leadville.
Sure, there's been a lot of people in and out the courthouse last week.
Good.
Any other comments? Absolutely. You had me nervous that the live streaming wasn't working. So I'm glad to hear.
It's working. I checked it all the way to the door. Bob Edinger kicked in. I'd just like to welcome Joe to the council. I think you're gonna be a good addition and good representation for us. I've known Joe a long time and I followed him through all sorts of positions. And I think he's done a good job. We may or may not always agree, but he can explain what's going on and I appreciate that. Thank you, Joe, for taking it. Bob.
Sit in the high bar. Jeez.
Especially with that black jacket.
Andy Comfrey, 306 Rosie Street. I was wondering with the new safety building, does it have a surrender box?
The current specs do not. However, that conversation is starting internally since I think our last communication because at one time this community did have a donor who wanted to help support that. So we're trying to see while work is being done on facility, can that be added? So not in the original scope, but I've learned since then that we have a local donor may be interested in that. So we're pursuing that. Yep.
She called it.
A surrender box, baby surrender box. Nothing else, so to
Oops, sorry.
Two very small things. Corey Parrish, Tipton County, but I come on front of you guys a few months ago to see if there was any interest in taking over the road that leads to the Humane Society. Didn't know if that was a good benefit or not. Just wanted to bring it up again. And then the second thing, I'm not sure where we're at on the walking trip. Previous administration, I talked to them about relinquishing, I think it's about 750 foot along the ditch. Didn't know if that was still needed or not, so we're just curious.
Yeah, it wasn't too long ago that actually County Surveyor Jason Henderson brought that to my attention. So I wasn't aware of that project when I took over, but been reading through the information Jason sent over. It still is of interest. Certainly, if you're still in a position, we appreciate your partnership on that, and we'll circle back on that. Thank you.
As far as the road, my recollection is it's actually not, there is no city road or anything.
Correct.
That we would have to take over property to make a road. I think currently it's just easements and.
Well, I think so, and I have very limited knowledge on it. I believe I own the road, but there's 3 different properties that, well, I don't even think there's easements on it. So that's kind of what the question is. From the previous owner, I don't think the building that houses the Humane Society holds an easement, at least that I can find. So that's kind of, I thought it may clean it up just to relinquish.
Was that part of your property at one time?
I think it was all one property at one
Yeah, it
time, and
was.
then when they split
Yeah.
it, I think we had the ownership and the previous owner sold that building separate,
Okay.
but didn't release any easements, as far as I know. So, somebody smarter than me had to figure it out.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I think he was calling that meeting next year.
Hmm.
I think he was in a school or something.
Okay. Nothing else. I'd accept a motion to adjourn.
So move.
Second.
Motion and second to adjourn the meeting. All those in favor signify by stating aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Meeting adjourned.
Spent all weekend in the woods. Class.
Oh, you went out of, you go out of town?
5 days. Very, very, very interesting.